All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the who, what, why, and how of the Financially Led Fathers movement. In this mini series, I want to answer some questions about who I am, which I already did that. And if you missed it, the link to that video will be in the comments below. What the movement is all about, why we are doing this, and how we're actually going to get it done. So in this video, we're going to talk about what the actual movement is all about. If you don't know me, I am H. Cortez, also known as Cortez Hustle, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur, founder of course, the Financially Led Fathers movement, but also I Hustle University, where we help part-time entrepreneurs and make more money with less effort by using systems, automation, and the right AI technology. So what is the Financially Led Fathers movement all about? This movement to me is me answering a call on my life to not only build a legacy for me and my family, but to use the gifts, talents, special abilities, experience, and expertise that I've developed over the years to also build legacy builders. Right? I believe that's why I've been called, and some people say, well, Cortez, you ain't even building a legacy for yourself yet. And I know, and that's what this movement is all about, is to lay down the foundation of building a legacy for my family, but also bring as many who are willing and trusting enough of me to follow me on this journey to help them build the legacy that they want to build for their families as well. I targeted fathers because I really wish that 8 years ago when I got started in this financial education space, I would have really taken this seriously. And I know there's fathers out there like me who understand that they are not created solely to work a job, pay bills, and die, right? And a lot of us work so hard at providing for our families that we're often taken away from our families for hours on end, and we don't get a chance to spend that time with them to develop them. So I said, if there's a way for fathers to really understand how money works, particularly in this country, in America, and I'm looking at the state of black men, black fathers in this country, irregardless to what mainstream media says, we are present in the lives of our children, but there's something happening with us, and I noticed it, and you tell me in the comments if you notice it too, but there's a dimming of the light, that twinkle in the eye of a lot of black and brown fathers in this country. And I believe it has a lot to do with coming of the age around 35, 40 years old, where you start to look around and you start to ask questions like, man, is this all there is? Is this gonna be my life for the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years, however God says I'm gonna be on this planet? And a lot of people, especially men, are settling into, hey man, I'm just gonna work this job, try to get to retirement. And I realize in looking at the lifestyles of some of the wealthy mentors and coaches that I have in my life, and they're telling me all the time that it does not have to be, right? There is a strategy, there are systems, there are tools, there are resources. We live in the greatest time in the history of the world to build wealth. But we gotta get to these brothers before that light goes all the way out and they just give up completely. So we've developed a system based on one of my mentors, Ivy Stokes and Alvin Curry, and they taught us the power of a home-based business, right? And how that is the catalyst for building wealth from scratch. Now, if you have an inheritance coming and you know that, hey, I got $50,000 coming from an inheritance, I got a plan of what I'm gonna do with that $50,000, start a business, buy real estate, whatever, then this ain't for you. This is for the person who says, listen, my parents don't have a life insurance policy. My great-grandparents ain't leaving no land to the family, right? We don't have a rich aunt or uncle that we can count on who put some stocks up for us when we were babies, and now that money is going to come back to us. This movement is for those who say, listen, you see what my shirt says? I'm the one. Curse breaker. This movement is for that brother, that father who says, listen, I may not have been born with wealth or wealthy, or I may not have been born rich, but I don't have to die broke either. See, I understand that 80% of all millionaires in this country are first generation wealthy, meaning they did not have an inheritance. They didn't have a lump sum to start with. They didn't have resources. They built it from scratch. And that to me is good news. So I said, what do those people know that we don't? Because they don't work harder than us, they're not smarter than us, and they certainly don't look as good, right? But clearly they know something, or they knew something, they got access to some information, and they applied tenacity, hard work, determination, discipline. They didn't give up at the first sign of failure. What was it that propelled those people to building wealth in 30, 40 years time? And how can we synthesize that, package it, and present it to the marketplace in a way that says, brother, if you are serious about building generational wealth for your family, we got a game plan that works if you work the game plan. So that's what this thing is all about. It's a movement to help reignite the fire in the eyes of fathers, particularly black and brown fathers, that say, you know what? I don't have to accept this life of mediocrity. Yeah, I got a job and I'm able to put a food on the table, a roof over the head of my family, but I'm gonna be the one to break the generational curse of poverty in my family. If that's you, then you're who this movement is for. You're what this whole thing is being developed for, so that you can finally get your hands on a system, finally get your hands on a game plan, finally get in a community of like-minded brothers, finally give someone permission to hold you accountable while you're holding other people accountable to executing the game plan that's going to allow you to build multi-generational wealth for your family. Because if you are the one, then this movement is the one for you. What I want you to do is click on the link in the descriptions, grab access to the Wealth Creation Playbook. It's 100% free. It is the actual playbook that we're running, right? There's certain things you have to have in place and focus on. You got to understand how the tax game is run in this country. You got to understand how the credit game is run in this country. You got to understand how to leverage the power of debt. You got to understand entrepreneurship. You got to understand how to turn income into capital, right? Those are the things that we are going to be executing on together in this game plan. And then when you do it, you've done all of those things, you got to learn how to protect your assets and pass them down to the next generation without Uncle Sam getting his greedy hands on them. So that's what we're building here. So you got the who, you now have the what. The next video, we're going to talk about the why. Till next time, get your money up because you absolutely can do it, but more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every single one of you. Now hustle up.